All right. Good morning and welcome into episode number 6 of the fabulous, world renowned show called Bacon in Your Mailbox. I am Greg Milby, community storyteller. Right there is my fabulous co host making Vanna White look jealous.
Oh,
How about that?
this show's off to a good start, Greg
Yeah.
Milby.
Jana Clark, community admirer, my co host for this fun little show we do on Tuesdays and Thursdays here on Facebook. As you come in, um, as if you're watching now, again, the comments are open. We'd love to see your comments in the little comment section on your Facebook page there. If you're watching this later on, please comment just like you watch the show live. We're okay with that.
Of
So,
course, that.
welcome to Thursday. It is April, even though I had the graphic on the screen, I forgot. It's April the 9th. I'm only a half a cup of coffee into the situation today, so you may have to carry me,
You're
Jana.
getting ready to call me out, aren't you?
Oh, I wasn't, but now I am. Jana, how many cups of coffee have you had this morning?
Well, so it might be more than two, less than four.
So,
I'm homeschooling right now. More than two. I've had 3 cups of coffee, and I warned you that I might be a little high energy this morning, but we'll see if I can tame the crazy.
that's good.
No promises.
I'm sporting my. I gotta get used to that. I'm sporting
Yeah.
my Elizabethtown City Police mug today because this is like good company mugs because I've done a bunch of projects with Etown Police Department. Every time you do a project, they give you something.
Yes.
I have like, I don't know, I think 10 of these mugs and we use all of them. So,
I think that's awesome.
all right. So, Thursday, and if I'm looking at, by the way, good morning, Carter. Don't want to forget that.
Oh, good job.
Put that in my brain pan on Tuesday. Carter Blankenship, I want to wish him a good morning. I
Carter.
was
Good
up
morning,
late
Carter.
last night. I
Why are
watched
you up
the
late?
I
Storm
watched
watching?
the game that apparently didn't happen. The 2013 national championship game between Louisville and Michigan. It was the anniversary of that game last night, so I decided I'll watch the entire game on YouTube last night.
But was it hard?
It
Like I
Yeah,
can't get into it. I can't watch stuff that's already happened. I don't know why. I'm struggling with that. But
well, I mean, it was
tell
a
me about what
national
you did.
championship game. So, yeah, I got into it a little bit. There were no commercials. That was good. So,
Oh, bonus.
yeah, I watched it. It was kind of bittersweet because just some of the, as we're not going to talk about all the situation stuff that happened out of that,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
but I did watch it. It was good. I almost wore my
So
cut down.
how did it end?
We won. Louisville won. They still won.
Yay! Congratulations.
And apparently the game did happen because it said live up in the upper corner,
Listen,
and I lost 2 hours of my day. So it did happen. So
it did happen.
I almost wore my cut the net shirt down today, but I didn't. So
It
what did you do
happened.
last night? Anything fun?
Listen, I made a mistake. I know that's shocking to you, but I watched a sad movie, and I wish I hadn't. But I thought it was going to be good, and we're not going to talk about it because I'm not doing that again. The default on my movies now is going to be comedy, rom coms, or action. Like I'm not going there again. So my lesson for everyone today is keep the movies happy.
So what movie did you watch last night?
I knew you were going to ask me that. I got to remember the name of it. I think it was called Griffin and Phoenix, or Phoenix and Griffin. Um, it's just like I'm not recommending it. I'm saying no. Like later we can talk about it again. It will be a great idea. Not right now.
Okay. It's all still, you still got the fresh feels going on, huh?
I mean, yeah. So
Okay.
I was storm watching and movie watching at the same time, and those two combined, especially with that movie, was a downer. So
Yeah. All right. So,
tonight, more fun.
making the official show, the bacon in your mailbox weather forecast today,
Yep.
cooler and windy with a high of 57. By the way, almost 30 degrees cooler today than it was yesterday.
Yeah, we're gonna feel it today, and it's gonna be breezy. But April's always been that way. We focus on the nice weather right now because we feel like it's a gift, but April's always that way.
Yeah.
It's going to snow on used to be Derby weekend. We know it.
Oh,
So
used to be. Don't say that. This is supposed to be a happy show.
I kept my little Derby flag out. If you drive by my house, you see my little garden flag that says it's Derby time, and I'm not taking it down until Derby
There you
happens.
go. All
There
right.
you
So few showers and windy tonight, 38, sunny and cool on Friday, 55 degrees. So we're going to stay cool for the next few days. So keep
Yep.
that in mind. Checking out the sports, still none. Even though I watched the game last night, it wasn't a real game. It was already over with a long, long time ago. So sports,
But it did happen. We know it happened.
it did.
Okay.
Doing a roll call, checking out people watching this morning. I see that Holly Stapleton is chiming in. Hello, friends. So
Hey,
good
Holly.
morning to Holly.
I can kind of see him today. This is a test for me.
Good. So you've got your little monitor over there. You're good with that?
It's propped up on a cardboard box with a coffee mug behind it. Like
Mhm.
this is not like the Milby production studio at all.
We'll have to do a tour of that soon. I'll have to do a video tour. It's not that impressive. It's there's a lot of things that are just magically clamped up. I don't know. So
Listen, I kind of like the fly by the seat of your pants ness of this show because I think it makes it real and hopefully it makes people laugh, or at least it makes me laugh at myself.
it's good. But people are watching. So good morning, Ken
Oh,
Salee, Mr. Beard. We'll have to do a
yeah,
feature on his beard products before too long. And then Teresa
a lot of
Thompson's
people are going to need them.
yeah, yeah. He started a beard business at the perfect time, didn't he?
Oh,
And then Teresa Thompson from Hart County. I like Teresa. She's one of my running friends.
hi,
And,
Teresa.
and then Sue B. Honey checking in this morning too. So good to
Love it.
see her. Love to have you chime in down below. One thing that we'll get to that in a second. We got to have reasons to celebrate, right? That's
Make
important.
up your mind. What are we doing?
Well, I'm looking at. I even did a rundown sheet to make sure we covered all the stuff we're supposed to cover.
That scares me a little. Let me show you my rundown sheet. I made notes. You want to see what they say?
There's nothing.
Good luck.
That's awesome. That's great. Fabulous notes, Jana.
I just didn't. I didn't get there. My apologies.
Way to contribute to the show.
Yeah, thanks. You're welcome.
I did all these show notes over here, and I've done skipped half of them. Reasons to celebrate today. This will be fun. It
Okay.
is National Name Yourself Day. So if you're not happy with your given name, here's a chance to change it for the day. So you could do that in your house if you're quarantined today. Just make everybody in your house call you by your new given name for the day.
I'll put on a name tag. Listen, if I could do that, I think I would use oh gosh, this is such a story, Greg, but I loved my fake ID name back in the day.
You had a
Now,
fake ID?
no, I never used it. I had it,
But you had one.
I had one, but
Okay.
of course, I didn't use it, but I had it. And her name was Mary Ellen Warburton. And if Mary Ellen Warburton is somewhere out there in the world, and I don't even know if she was a real person. She didn't look a thing like me. I don't know. Again, surely the statute of limitations has run out on that little piece of plastic. But Mary Ellen Warburton is what I need for you to call me today.
Mary Ellen. All right, hold on. I got to write that one down. That's a long one.
But it rolls off the tongue when you get used to it. Mary Ellen Warburton.
Yeah, Mary Ellen. Okay.
I think she was a super cool girl.
Well, I mean, she's ended up on your fake ID, so yeah, she had to be super cool.
What about you? What are we going to call you today?
I was thinking about that. I mean, I wanted to be I can't remember some of the cool names back in the 80s when people were in some of the movies. I mean, I like to be The Rock.
That's 2 episodes in a row. Do you have what's your thing for The Rock?
I like The Rock.
Sure. Dwayne. Isn't his name Dwayne?
Dwayne Johnson. Yeah, but I want a nickname. I don't want a real name. I want a nickname.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't really strike me as a Dwayne anyway.
No. I mean, I want a nickname that people go to.
I'm a fan of nicknames, by the way. I'll work on that.
I mean, I would legally change my name if I had a really good nickname. No offense. I mean, think about it. Just The Rock. That's a great nickname.
It is.
Now,
You could be the Stone.
jailer Josh Lindblom calls me Crazy Legs.
Crazy Legs.
Yeah, goes back
Oh,
to our the police fire full contact football games that we played.
right.
Worst mistake ever that the police and fire department did years ago. But I was Crazy Legs,
Well, that'd
Crazy
be
Legs
boring
Milby.
legs.
So I don't know, but
Okay.
babies today have really, I mean, they have really cool names, right? It seems like parents are getting more creative,
Well, I think they're running out. Let's be honest.
but they're still creative. Back when, I mean, Jana's a creative name, but back
It,
when we were born, and for me, let's just say, mom was in at Hard Memorial. I mean, she had time on her hands. I think back then they were in there like 3 days, right? And she
true.
still went with Greg.
But
She had 3 days.
listen, are you named after someone, or are you just, or did she pick it kind of randomly?
Uh, it's kind of I guess she spent some time on this, and I know I'm gonna get in trouble if they're watching here in a
You
minute, or if they
totally
pick
are.
up on this.
Yep.
Um, it was my dad's name was Roger, and if you take Roger and spell it backwards and add a Y and the G on the front, it spells Gregory.
I think that makes your mom one of the most creative people I have ever not met in my life.
Either that or she got some bad Jello. I mean, while she was sitting there. Hey, Charles Jarvis. Do you happen to know Charles Jarvis?
My dad is watching. Speaking of
Yeah.
parents,
Yeah, no, he just said that's my daughter. So
he did.
you gotta say you love that name.
Oh my gosh. So listen, I do. I was Jay until they realized I was a girl, and then I was Jana. And there's always been a little controversy over how you spell my name because I have two N's, but there are a lot of Janas out there that only have one. But I have always been blessed with two. I don't know who's to blame for that or who gets the credit, my mom or dad, but one of them convinced the other to give me two. So shout out to my dad. He's doing great, hanging in there.
Good deal.
We miss him.
Hey, Marnie's watching again this morning. There
Hey,
you go.
listen, Marnie, we need to talk to her because she's going bananas with a photo shoot. What's it called? Scavenger hunt that is
Yes.
rocking. And I can't wait for the after, like once it's all said and done, the collection of those. I'm super pumped for that, Marnie.
And she's reading books too on I think on Facebook, which is
Yeah.
kind of cool. That's
Yes.
good. My buddy Matt McDowell is tuned in. I haven't seen Matt in a while. He's yelling at me. See, he's
Yeah.
got 3 exclamation points. So that's good. So yeah, I would want a nickname, and I've got to come up with a nickname today for that. I've
All right.
always liked the name Marcus too,
Oh, that's
because,
strong.
and I think it's strong because that was the other option I think my parents were going to go with was Marcus. So
Both of my children were named Caroline before they were named Jackson and Will.
they're going to really love this.
I really thought I was having girls both times. And so I always thought that the name Caroline Clark was a pretty name. My middle name is Marie, so I liked Caroline Marie Clark. I just thought it was really nice. But I had to give up on that about midway through after that ultrasound. Oh,
Yeah.
not Caroline. You're not Caroline.
I don't know how they know that though. I looked at those ultrasounds and they explained it to me, and they would even. I mean, they finally showed me, where the parts were. Uh,
Greg, this is a whole different show.
I know, but they're
We
not
have
easy to
fallen
read though.
off the end.
Yeah.
Do what?
They're not that easy to read.
No, I think you have to be pretty skilled. Let's
So
just leave.
today is also National Unicorn Day.
Oh, that's much safer.
Yeah.
Good job.
There apparently is now some scientific evidence. I didn't read too much into it. I just saw the article that unicorns did exist at one time.
I would love to choose to believe that. That's awesome.
But I'm going to guess that they were all eaten by Bigfoot. That's what happened.
Oh, oh. Listen, you theorist, you.
Add my spin to it there. Hey, next
it.
on my list of things here is a topic you wanted to talk about on the last show, because there are two things that happened in this. Man, I got to get better at being able to see on the screen.
I know. I struggle with that too, by the way.
Yeah. Is that one, we are getting viewer mail. I guess it's
True.
email to you or whatever.
Yep.
And then now we have our first binge watcher, somebody that has watched all 5 of the episodes now at one time.
And they're still around to talk about it and stuff.
I mean, we can say we can say we're getting fan mail, and we can say that we have people binge watching. Now, granted, the person that's binge watching is my wife because I shamed her into not having watched the show yet. So
That's hysterical. What was her feedback?
she thought you were very funny.
Well,
She's
she's my friend. So see, she has to say that. We're sticking with that. If you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all.
well, she
But
said
I
that
adore her.
she said this show is exactly us. I mean, because what you get is what you get.
Oh, truly.
Yeah.
Well, you saw my notes, all the preparation. Oh, which brings us to the first question that so many people have asked me is
So this
how,
is special. Hold on, I got a graphic for that, and you
oh
won't be
wait,
able to see it.
okay.
But boom,
All right.
we have a mail call graphic now. There we
I,
go.
I need to go watch us so I can see the graphic. I'm going to
Please,
do that.
please do. Plus, that's another view. So all right,
That's true. We're padding our numbers, Greg. We can't do that.
there you go. Hey,
So, listen, people have asked me, wait, is the graphic up? Can I read this
you can
now?
read it. I took the graphic down.
Oh,
But here, I'll put it back up. Now you read it.
okay. Here's the question. How do you rehearse what you're going to talk about? I think that this person was surprised to hear that there's no such. Like, there is no script here. We are literally just gabbing and laughing, hopefully. So I thought that one was cute. And then someone said, how do you come up with the like the topics, what you're going to talk about? And I gave you credit for that. But I'm going to try to do my part a little more moving forward. Because Shane, you were like, I have show notes. I was like, well, I don't have any show notes. And so to prove that, you saw my blank sheet today.
Well,
Um, and okay, go ahead.
I only did show notes just because there were a lot of things to talk about, and I didn't want to forget them. I mean, I did morning radio for 22 years, and I just had notes. They never were like it's never been scripted. I mean, I might have been better at it, and this show may be better if we actually scripted something. But we don't want that. It's
We don't
about
want
having
that.
fun.
We're working. We don't have time for. Nobody has time for that.
Yeah.
And you're right. If I rehearsed something, it would just not be real. And let's be honest, right now, we all need a little real.
Yeah.
So someone else said, can you request a topic? And so I think that the answer to that is 10 times yes.
Yes.
If there's something you want us to talk about or you want to be involved in, send us your thoughts on that. And we will definitely do that. And then the last one was, where can I find the episodes? So since we're having the conversation about binge watching, I need for you to tell people where they can find it.
Okay. Yes, you can find it at, and I was going to pull up a graphic here from an old graphic,
Awesome.
but I have 8,000 graphics. All right. I don't have that one.
Sure.
You can find it at Kentucky'sHeartland.com.
Right?
And just click on features.
Yes.
And you can watch it there. Look for Bacon in the Mailbox, or go to Kentucky's Heartland's YouTube page, and there is a channel. There's a playlist of all the Bacon in the Mailbox episodes.
We're a channel.
We're a sub channel of a channel.
Oh,
Maybe we'll eventually do our own channel.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a project when we have more time.
Yeah.
And then the last question that I have that someone asked me is, have we really never met to talk about doing this? Like, are you really at your house? Am I really at mine, or wherever I am? And the answer to that is,
we have never met to do this.
We've never met to do this.
This was a text that I got that said, hey, I've got an idea. Why don't you call me?
Yep.
And I said, okay.
Yep.
And I love the idea. And then the show didn't even have a name. And then she says, hey, listen, I got an idea for a name. I said, great. Bacon in your Mailbox. I had to think about it for a second, but I think it was a perfect name because we love bacon and we love to get good stuff in the mailbox. But you get bills in the mailbox too. And I guess those are bad things. So not everything we have on this show is perfect. So,
but remember that the idea behind that was just the surprise of not knowing what you're going to get. Kind of back to the no script, no practice, no whatever. It's just kind of that you open your mailbox and there's no telling what's in there,
Yeah.
right? No telling what's going to come out of your mouth. You're
This
very unpredictable.
this is what we do. And it'll get worse as I get better with the graphics and things. I won't have to think as much. And then when I'm not thinking, mm, mm,
Mm-mm. All bets are off.
all bets are off. I mean, it'll
Okay,
be
bar the
clean.
door.
I've always told people because when Holly and I were doing the morning show for all those years, I always told people that it was like Seinfeld meet Shrek. You know, it's a show about nothing, but you had the little adult humor that the kids didn't necessarily always get. I didn't want
Right.
to ever have to explain a show to my grandma or my preacher.
Oh,
So
that's a good. Okay,
that's
so are we abiding by that too? And we may have already broken that
no,
rule.
we didn't. I didn't.
Okay.
No, I mean, my preacher would have been fine with those comments. I
I'm
mean, we
pretty
weren't.
sure you said one day that I was drinking beer in the morning when I clearly was not.
Well, I mean, I wasn't. They're not going to judge you for that
Okay,
completely, right? I mean,
good.
it's not bad stuff. I don't want to have to explain, vulgar. I mean, it's you mean your kids can, because we have people that are watching the show right now that
Yeah.
or when they watch the show, they've got kids behind them. It's
Yeah.
perfectly safe. You shouldn't have to explain anything to them, but you might. One time
You
we
never
can't
know.
do that.
You never know.
All right, so it's hard to believe that Sunday is Easter.
True.
The virus, the lockdown, and the closing of churches really kind of threw off this year.
Yep.
Um, I just even the people who don't regularly go to church are going to miss going to church. Those that go on Easter and Christmas.
I
So
agree.
makes you think. So
But really, to be honest, I am interested in what people are doing. So I have a few ideas because I need to know people's creative ways that they're going to celebrate. So whether you are celebrating Passover or Easter or just making it through another week that your folks are home with you. So the I've heard things like this. Do I might make my kids do an Easter egg hunt in the backyard.
they're going to hate you for that.
They're gonna be so mad at me. But I have some plastic eggs, and I think I have some old candy that might be left from like Christmas or Valentine's Day. I don't
Put
know.
cash in it.
It doesn't matter.
Put
Cat,
coins. Put coins.
what? You lost your mind. I
I
was
mean,
thinking like stale candy, dude.
you're gonna need GPS. If I'm putting cash in eggs for my kids, they're gonna work for it. They're gonna need a shovel.
So I thought about doing that, and then I have another. I thought about also. Obviously, I've asked them what they would like for me to fix as a meal, right? We've done a little bit of menu planning or thinking about the menu, and then I also I think we might try to make a cross for the yard. We haven't done that yet. We painted rocks. We've done chalk. We've done all kinds of stuff outside. I know the weather's not supposed to be great, but I think if we get it up Saturday, it could last a couple of days.
Yeah.
So, what are you guys going to do? Do you have any good ideas for me? I need some inspo.
Well, we were gonna do an Easter lunch here just for us, but
Yes.
we're hoping Click List pulls through for us. Well, I think there was some discussion on that. I'm not in charge of that.
Good luck.
We may not be. I don't know. I think Jennifer wants to do something.
Yeah,
So we may do that. I'm just kind of bummed because we won't be going places with,
I
so,
know. But
but
we'll be together apart, right?
yeah,
And it'll give us a little bit of extra time to think about why it's important and what's going on. And we need that. Also, my husband had a cool idea. We have thought about doing Stations of the Cross in our backyard, like numbering the trees for
hmm,
Stations of the Cross. So I was like, well, that's a creative idea. We haven't done it yet. I'm not sure we're going to, but that was an idea. You could also do that with rocks, like write numbers on rocks and put them in your yard, and they could be your Stations of the Cross. I
that's a
don't
good
know.
idea. Look at
We'll
you, or look at Mitch using that noodle.
see.
I'm telling you. Uh, yeah, I guess we'll have to work on that some more. I work days at a time.
Listen, I know, but this is a special weekend, so it is.
Mhm.
While I'm reminding people to take mental health breaks and to do good for themselves and get plenty of fresh air, it also is fun to do a little bit of planning for this weekend. So maybe
Yeah,
you can put that in.
yeah. I'm missing the Masters this weekend. Think about it was
Yeah,
supposed to be. Oh, I
yeah.
just realized that because that's usually a Sunday thing for me. Hey, I did read, and I know you're a sports fan, being in your line of work. Major League Baseball is exploring a plan where the season would start with all 30 teams playing in Arizona in spring training ballparks with no fans in the stands. But the downside is the players, what they don't like is each team would be quarantined in a hotel for as long as the Arizona part of the schedule took. So they'd be separated from their families for that amount of time. So if they were going to play almost like a regular season, that'd be a
I don't
lot of time.
know about all that. I think the devil's in the details there, Greg.
Somebody wanting some money.
But listen, if they could social distance on the field, like you can't tag anybody out. You play with a wiffle ball and you have to throw the wiffle ball at them from 6 feet away. How about that?
I think we have the Major League Kickball League.
Yeah, there you go.
That would be a lot of fun. I think
Something.
it's a good idea. So in Taiwan, though, their major league season starts this Sunday, and
Okay.
they've already committed to playing before empty stands. Okay, except for one team. There's one team that will put robotic mannequins in the stands, dressed in team colors. The robots will be able to stand, raise their arms, and cheer when the home team does something exciting, like hits a home run. So they literally have fannikins.
Fannikins.
That's
I love
genius.
that. I love that.
So
Can they scream obscenities and eat popcorn too?
I'm sure they could program that in.
I'm sure they could.
That'd work.
That's interesting. Wait, are we on bacon bits? Is that a bacon bit?
No, that's not a bacon bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've lost track. I've
Okay.
lost all semblance of time frames
If
here.
you had notes, you'd be on track, but that's okay.
Oh, see, I knew that would come back to haunt me. I got notes. You just can't see them. They're invisible.
so,
Unicorn notes. Where are unicorn notes, Greg?
so I have things that another little feature, and I don't have to build a graphic for this. Is things that I think about when I'm running.
Oh,
Because people ask me all the time, "What do you do when you run?" I just run. Do you listen to music? Nah, I don't always do it. It's just kind of my time just to think and figure out if I'm going to die running. So
yeah.
I got to thinking about how the world has been turned on its head. 2 decades ago, they told us that if we didn't go out and live our lives as normal, then the terrorists would win, right? Today, if we don't stay at home and hide out, the virus wins. For years, we've been told using plastic disposable shopping bags would kill the planet. Today, if we use the cloth reusable bags, it will kill all the humans, according to some people.
Whew, that's some irony for you.
And now here's the kicker: the latest scientific research out of China suggests that people who smoke are less likely to get the coronavirus.
Well, that's
I'm
because
not
they
suggesting you go out and smoke, though.
it's all this other stuff they got going on. There's no room for Corona up in there. What do you think?
That's some crazy stuff to think about. So
Those are sometimes the things that, so I don't stay up late thinking. Those are the things that if I wake up early, that I can't go back to sleep because I'm thinking of.
yeah.
Several of those, I've had several of those recently.
So another Easter thought or another thought from my run: Easter eggs. Do they exist because the Easter Bunny cheated on his wife and had an affair with a chicken?
I'm I'm so glad you're the one thinking about that.
Okay. No. I literally walked in the door and wrote that one down because I said that one's too good. It was like a mile and a half thought.
Show note, show note.
Yeah. Like I told somebody one time, I said, I'm the first person that ate the egg. That I would be impressed, because they were like, hey, look, I'm going to eat the next thing that comes out of the chicken's backside.
Oh,
Now that's
oh,
impressive. Okay. That
really?
you have the courage to do that. But the person that impresses me more than that is the second person because he let the first person convince him that that was a good idea.
And guess what that person got?
Scrambled eggs.
Scrambled eggs.
They also got bacon.
They also got bacon because we all need bacon. I hope bacon's on everyone's shopping list for this weekend. It's got to be, right? You got to have
Yep.
bacon this
Oh,
weekend.
you got to. And here's one that I want you to ponder this until we meet again on Tuesday.
All right.
Of all the bodily functions that could have been contagious, I'm really glad it's the yawn.
What?
Think about that. Of all the bodily functions that are out there that could have been contagious, the yawn is really contagious. If I were to yawn right now, you're going to yawn.
It's true. But I wouldn't get sick from it.
Now, what if
I would just have the yawns, and that's
I?
safe. We should
Well, no,
yawn
but,
more. I love the yawn.
I'm just thinking bodily functions, though. You know,
Oh,
the burp, you don't want that to be contagious. Then everybody would be
no,
burping. Think
no,
about the other side.
nope, nope.
Could you imagine that in the group? One person does that, everybody's running. Like,
It would be like someone having to go, warning, warning.
Ken, Ken agrees with me. You know, we don't need that in our life. Me
Oh
too,
my,
brother. Me too.
we do
Can you
not.
imagine at church? I mean, people yawn at church. But if that breaks out,
A little cough, little yawn, little oops.
all right. So, I should have not. I should have just stopped with that one. Okay. All right. So, you ready for some bacon bits? We're already
Yeah,
over time, by the way, but who
of
cares?
course.
It's our show.
That's right.
All right. So, I found a few here. So, these are bacon bits. Jana came up with the name of this little feature. These are just little things to be thinking about if you're playing trivia with your family. You know, make that logo, that graphic smaller. It looks like I'm wearing a hat. Anyway, if you're playing trivia in the house or just walking around the house, if nobody else in your family watches the show, you can pull out some of these facts and they'll be like, wow, where did they get all this stuff?
So my family questions these. They're like, that's not true. And I'm like, oh, yes, they are.
Look it up. It's on the internet.
Don't question the bacon bits.
Yeah. So, according to a study, most dogs reach peak cuteness between 6 and 8 weeks. That's a bacon bit.
Between 6 and 8 weeks. That's
Mhm.
probably, I agree with that one. That's a good bit. That's a good one.
So, the 100 folds in a chef's hat. Apparently, there are 100 folds in a chef's hat. Represent 100 ways to cook an egg. That is,
Oh, bacon. Can you not change that up a
well,
little? Think
it's a
about what you
fact.
are,
It's
friend.
a fact.
Okay. It represents 100 different ways you can cook an egg.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Easter eggs are just regular eggs.
Regular eggs.
Okay, gotcha.
So Forrest Mars, the creator of peanut M&Ms,
Yep.
was allergic to peanuts.
Well,
That's a bacon bit. You can pull that up when you're having candy this
yeah,
weekend.
I'm
Uh,
all over that one.
you're Star Wars fans. You may not know this, and some of you may. Yoda was partly modeled after a photo of Albert Einstein.
I don't know about that.
Look it up.
I think what Albert Einstein looks like and what Yoda looks like, and I'm trying to, like in my brain, I'm trying to. You should do like an overlay. That could be interesting homework for folks. Take those two pictures, find the similarities.
I'll so and this one is for my friend Ken.
All right, Ken, this is
the,
for you.
the average adult male shaves off a pound of beard growth every 10 years.
A pound of beard growth every how long?
10 years.
Wow.
Takes
a
takes a while to get there. It's lightweight.
If you start now, you could test that, and in 10 years, we'll check back in and we'll weigh it. Come on, commit.
I think the gray is a little lighter. I think it doesn't have as much pigment. And the final one here, pound for pound.
Yep.
Hamburgers cost more than new cars.
Wow.
How about that for a little bacon bit action?
That's my favorite bit of the day. You saved the best for last.
Yeah. So pound for pound, hamburgers cost more than cars. You'll be able to use that on somebody today.
I'm definitely using that. I'm going to turn that into a math lesson tonight at dinner.
See?
Yep.
You just got to make sure your kids and family don't watch the show until then.
You don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, they're not in yet. They're not going to binge watch.
I think I'm crazy, but that's okay.
All right. That's our little crazy little fun show. Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9:00. My friend Jana Clark, community admirer. I'm Greg Milby, community storyteller for Kentucky's Heartland. That's what, by the way, where it came through. Ken Tully, by the way, says the Yoda reference is true. It's his eyes. See?
All right. All right.
I wouldn't lie to you. See?
Star Wars fan.
There you go. All right. So that'll wrap it up. Hey, have a great Easter weekend, Jana.
You too. Everyone be well.
Do something fun. You know, maybe write a couple show notes for Tuesday. If not, all right. That is
Thanks for making me laugh.
that is episode number 6 of our fun little show that is being binged watched by at least one and is getting fan mail. My goodness, that is Bacon in Your Mailbox, show number 6.